Horace Book 2 Ode I Paraphrased addressed to Richard Steele ESQ, 1714, by Jonathan Swift. Dick, thou'rt resolved, as I am told, some strange arcana to unfold, and with the help of Buckley's one pen to vamp the good old cause again, which thou such Burnet's shrewd advice is must furbish up, and nickname crisis. Thou pompously wilt let us know what all the world knew long ago ere since Sir William Gore was mayor, and Harley filled the Commons' chair, that we a German prince must own, when Anne for heaven resigns her throne. But more than that tholt keep a rout with who is inand who is out tholt railed devoutly at the peace, and all its secret causes, trace the bucket play twixt Whigs and Tories their ups and downs, with 50 stories, of tricks the Lord of Oxford knows and errors of our plenippos. Tholt tell of leagues among the great portending ruin to our state, and of that dreadful coup d'éclat, which has afforded thee much chat. The Queen forsooth despotic, gave 12 coronets without thy leave. A breach of liberty tease, owned for which no heads have yet atoned. Believe me what thou'st undertaken, may bring in jeopardy thy bacon for madmen, children, wits and fools, should never meddle with edged tools. But since thou'st got into the fire, and canst not easily retire, thou must no longer deal in farce, nor pump to cobble wicked verse, until thou shall have eased thy conscience of spleen of politics and nonsense, and when thou'st bid adieu to cares, and settled Europe's grand affairs, 'twill then perhaps be worth thy while for Drury Lane to shape thy style, to make a pair of jolly fellows the son and father join to tell us how sons may safely disobey, and fathers never should say nay, by which wise conduct they grow friends at last end. So the story ends too. When first I knew thee, Dick, thou wert renowned for skill in Faustus' art 3, which made thy closet much frequented by buxom lasses. Some repented their luckless choice of husbands, authors, impatient to be like their mothers, received from the profound directions how best to settle their affections. Thus thou, a friend to the distressed, didst in thy calling do thy best. But now the Senate, if things hit, and thou at Stockbridge forward, not bit must feel thy eloquence and fire approve thy schemes, thy wit admire thee with immortal honor's crown, while patriot-like tholt strut and frown. What though by enemies teased, said the laurel, which adorns thy head, must one day come in competition, by virtue of some sly petition, yet mum for that hope, still the best, nor let such cares disturb thy rest. Methinks I hear thee loud as trumpet, as bagpipe shrill, or oyster strumpet, methinks I see thee spruce and fine, with coat embroidered richly shine, and dazzle all the idle faces, as through the hall thy worship paces. Though this I speak, but at a venture, supposing thou hast tick with hunter, methinks I see a blackguard rout attend thy coach, and hear them shout in approbation of thy tongue, which in their style is purely hung. Now you carry all before you, nor dares one Jacobite or Tory pretend to answer one syllable, except the matchless hero Abel. What though her highness and her spouse in Antwerp 6 keep a frugal house, yet not forgetful of a friend they'll soon enable thee to spend. If to Macartney 7 thou wilt toast, and to his pious patron's ghost, now manfully tholt run a tilt on popes for all the blood they've spilt for massacres, and racks and flames for lands enriched by crimson streams, for inquisitions taught by Spain, of which the Christian world complain. Dick, we agree'ls true thou'st said, as that my muse is yet a maid. But if I may with freedom talk, all this is foreign to thy walk. Thy genius has perhaps a knack at trudging in a beaten track, but is for state affairs, as fit as mine for politics and wit. Then let us both in time grow wise, nor higher than our talents rise to some snug cellar. Let's repair from duns and debts, and drown our care. Now quaff of honest ale a quart, now venture at a pint of port, with which inspired well club each night some tender sonnet to indite, and with Tom D. Urfey Phillips Dennis immortalize our dolls and jennies. Footnote 1 Samuel Buckley, publisher of the Crisis. Footnote 2 This is said to be a plot of a comedy, with which Mr. Steele has long threatened the town Swift. Footnote 3 Alluding to Steele's advice in the Tatler to distressed females, in his character of Bickerstaff. Footnote 4 The borough which for a very short time Steele represented in Parliament. Footnote 5 Abel Roper, the printer and publisher of a Tory newspaper, called the Post Boy, often mentioned by Swift, who contributed news to it. See Prose Works, Roman 2 420 v 290, Roman 9 183 WEB. Footnote 6 The Duke and Duchess of Marlborough then resided at Antwerp. Footnote 7 General Macartney, second to Lord Mohun in the fatal duel with the Duke of Hamilton, for an account of the duel see Journal to Stella, of Nov 15 17 12 prose works Roman 2 and X Roman 22, and 178 WEB.